There's a mathematical formula that the rich have been using for centuries to double money, and I bet you've never heard of it. It's so simple it fits on one line. So powerful it can turn any amount into a fortune. And so secret that only 2% of people know it. Let me ask you a question. How long do you think it takes to double your money in a traditional savings account? Most people guess 8 or 10 years. The real answer will shock you. It can take 15 to 20 years or more. What if I told you there's a way to double that same money in 6 years, or in 3 years, or even in 1.5 years? But that must be risky, must be some shady scheme, must be impossible to sustain. No. It's pure math. It's the same math Warren Buffett uses, that Jeff Bezos uses, that every billionaire in the world knows. It's the rule of 72. And today you're going to learn exactly how it works, how to apply it, and why this simple formula can be the difference between dying poor or dying rich. By the end of this video, you'll look at any investment and instantly know how long it will take to double your money. And you'll understand why most people never get rich. The rule of 72 is devastatingly simple. You take the number 72 and divide it by the return rate of your investment. The result is the time in years to double your money. Seems too simple to be true. Let me prove it to you. If you invest at 6% per year, 72, 6, 12 years to double. If you invest at 12% per year, 72, 12, 1, 6 years to double. If you invest at 24% per year, 72, 24, 1, 3 years to double. It's math. Not opinion, not guesswork. It's financial science that's worked for over 400 years. Now let me show you why this rule is so revolutionary. Most people look at investments and think in absolute terms. Wow, 12% per year, that's nice. But they don't calculate what that means in practice. The rich think differently. They look and think, 12% per year means doubling my money every 6 years. In 18 years, my money becomes 8 times larger. I'm going to give you a real example that will blow your mind. Imagine you have 10,000. In a conservative account at 6% per year, it takes 12 years to become 20,000. Using the rule, 72, 6, carves 12 years. Now imagine you invest that same 10,000 at 12% per year. In 6 years it becomes 20,000. In 12 years it becomes 40,000. In 18 years it becomes 80,000. In 24 years it becomes 160,000. The difference between conservative investment and smart investment isn't a few dollars. It's over 120,000 in 24 years, with the same initial money. That's the power of the rule of 72. It makes you think about doubling money, not just saving money. But here's the secret no one tells you. The rule works for anything that grows exponentially. Debts, too. If you have credit card debt at 24% per year, and yes, there are cards that charge this, your debt doubles every 3 years. 72, 24. 3 years. 1,000 in debt becomes 2,000 in 3 years, becomes 4,000 in 6 years, becomes 8,000 in 9 years, without you spending a penny more. That's why financial institutions love it when you only pay the minimum on your card. They're using the rule of 72 against you. Now you understand why this formula is so powerful? It shows the naked truth of compound interest. Now that you know the formula, let me show you how millionaires actually use this rule in daily life. First, they make instant comparisons. When an investment opportunity appears, they don't get lost calculating. They apply the rule immediately. Conservative account at 6%, 72, 6, and 12 years to double. Government bonds at 8%, 72, 8, 9 years to double. Stocks at 15%, 72, 15, 4.8 years to double. In seconds, they know where to put money to grow faster. Second, they plan real goals instead of saying, I want to get rich. They do specific calculations. I have 50,000. I want to have 100,000. Investing at 12%, I'll achieve it in 6 years. I have 100,000. I want to have 400,000. I need to double twice. At 12%, that's 12 years. It becomes concrete strategy, not dreams. Third, they optimize for speed. Here's the secret that changes everything. The rich don't just look for high returns. They look for the highest return they can sustain long term. Why? Because time is the most important ingredient in the formula. Let me show you something that will impress you. Scenario A. You invest at 30% per year for 2 years, then only get 6% for 10 years. Scenario B, you invest at 12% per year consistently for 12 years. Which earns more? In scenario A, using the rule, 30% doubles in 2.4 years. Then, 6% takes 12 years to double again. Total, about 14 years to quadruple. In scenario B, 12% doubles. Every 6 years, in 12 years, you've quadrupled your money. Result? Practically the same. But scenario B is infinitely safer and more predictable. That's the rich mindset. Consistency beats intensity. Fourth, they use the rule to accelerate. Here's the most advanced trick. The rich use the rule to decide when it's worth using smart leverage. If they can invest at 18% and borrow capital at 8%, they do it. Why? The investment doubles in 4 years. 72, 18, 4. The cost of capital doubles in 9 years. 72, 8, 9. They make money with other people's money. Obviously, this is advanced strategy requiring knowledge and experience. But it shows how the rule can be used to accelerate wealth. The practical strategy. For you, if you want to apply this today, here's the step-by-step. Calculate how long your current money takes to double. Find investments that double faster. Move money there. Apply the rule to all new money you get. Practical example. You have $5,000 in a conservative account at 6%. Takes 12 years to become $10,000. You move to a stock investment with 15% historical return. Now takes 4.8 years to become $10,000. You just gained 7 years of your life. It's like gaining 7 extra years to be rich. This isn't theory. It's applied math that billionaires use every day. Now I'll show you where to apply the rule of 72 in the real world. The numbers I'll give are based on historical averages, not promises. Conservative investments, savings, CDs, return between 1 to 6% per year, depending on country double in 12 to 70 years. Safe, but very slow. Good for emergencies. Government bonds return between 3 to 8% per year. Double in 9 to 24 years. Safe and predictable. Good for conservative portion of portfolio. Real estate funds, REITs return between 6 to 12% per year. Double in 6-12 years. Pay regular dividends and have appreciation potential. Stocks and stock indices return between 8 to 15% per year, long-term double in 5 to 9 years. Historically, what's created the most wealth in the world, but requires stomach for volatility. Cryptocurrencies. Impossible to predict. Can double in 1 month or fall 90%. Only for money you can afford to lose. Numbers vary significantly between countries due to differences in monetary policy, inflation, and economic development. Now, the smart strategy isn't putting everything in one thing. It's diversifying by doubling speed. A smart portfolio could be 30% in conservative investments, double in 12-20 years. 50% in moderate investments, double in 6 to 10 years. 20% in aggressive investments, double in 4-8 years. With this distribution, your entire portfolio doubles in about 6 to 10 years, depending on your country and economic moment. The trap no one tells you about. There's one thing investment salespeople don't talk about. Inflation. If inflation is at 3% per year, your money loses value. Using the rule, 72, 3, 24 years for your purchasing power to be cut in half. So when you invest at 6% with 3% inflation, your real gain is only 3%, and 72, 3, or 24 years to double real purchasing power. That's why the rich always talk about real return, minus inflation. The investment that creates the most millionaires. You know which investment has created the most millionaires in history? Stocks of solid companies held for decades. Warren Buffett bought Coca-Cola stock in 1988. Since then, they've doubled in value more than 10 times. Using the rule, that's an average of 12% per year for over 30 years. It wasn't luck. It was discipline and consistently applying the rule of 72. Now, I'll show you the errors that make people lose money even knowing the rule. Error 1. Confusing the rule with return promise. The rule of 72 doesn't promise any specific return. It calculates doubling time based on whatever return you achieve. Error 2. Ignoring risks. High returns always come with high risk. The rule shows potential, but guarantees nothing. If someone promises to double your money in 1 year, 72% per year, be very suspicious. Error 3. Not considering taxes and inflation. If you invest at 10%, pay 20% taxes and inflation is 3%, your real gain is only 5%. Takes 14.4 years to double purchasing power, not 7.2 years. Error 4. Wanting to accelerate too much investments that double in less than 3 years are usually speculative or too risky. Error 5. Not diversifying. Putting everything in one thing that doubles fast is a recipe to lose everything in a crisis. Error 6. Touching the money before time. The rule only works if you let money grow for the calculated time. The golden rule. Use the rule of 72 to compare investments, not to promise results. It helps you make smarter decisions, not get rich quick. The rule of 72 isn't magic. It's math that makes you think like the rich think. Instead of asking, "How much will I earn?" you ask, "How long to double my money?" Instead of choosing investments by fancy names, you choose by growth speed. Instead of dreaming about wealth, you plan wealth. Your challenge for this week: take all the money you have invested and apply the rule, but with real numbers. Calculate how long each dollar will take to double considering taxes and inflation. If it's taking more than 15 years, look for better alternatives. Remember, the difference between getting rich and staying poor is often just knowing simple math that the rich use. The rule of 72 is one of them. Now you know what they know. If this video changed how you think about money, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share with someone who needs to learn this. In the comments, tell us which of your investments will double fastest using the rule of 72 until the next video. And remember, money sitting still is money losing value. Make it work for you.